Hey folks, so I wanted to give you like a window into what my policy positions are on several issues, especially since I've been talking a lot about South Africa and the dispute between South Africa and the Trump administration. And there it is, folks. I'm a Trump supporter. Yep, I'm a Trump supporter, and if I was if I was an American citizen, I would have definitely voted for Donald John Trump in the 2024 elections. I would have voted for him in the 2020 elections, and I'm convinced that the 2020 election was stolen. There's nothing that you can say to me that can convince me otherwise. I followed that election very well. So all of that gaslighting, you can cut the bullshit. That election was stolen. Okay. As I supported him in 20. I didn't really support him in 2016 because I didn't really know what he stood for. But by the time he was inaugurated around 2017, I was already on the Trump train. So I fully support his policies. And let's just put it this way. I mean, obviously, there's not a single human being out there in the world that you can agree with them 100% of the time, except if that person is yourself. So I have some disagreements with Donald Trump. And those disagreements are minor, but they are serious and they are very significant. But with that said, I would, like, my support for Donald Trump is so strong that, I have a MAGA hat. There it is. Yeah, I own a MAGA hat. I own some MAGA materials, the shirts. I mean, that's not important right now. But I support his policies on trade. They're just common sense. Reciprocal trade makes sense. Fair trade makes sense. Trade that puts your country first makes sense. I support his policies, industrial policies. I mean, his industrial policies are the most sensible policies I've ever seen in the past 20 years. I support his views on immigration with minor exceptions, which I also think that everyone who is strong on migration holds these exceptions. I mean, there are certain exceptions that people have to look at when it comes to illegal migration because when someone, for instance, there is a deportation order for that person, they have to go before a court, and then their case has to be heard. And then there are certain instances where the person might be allowed to stay. So this is why I'm saying that I support his view for tight border control with certain few exceptions, which I also think that he also would hold on. I mean, let me go further and say that most Republicans who are strong on the issue of immigration, they do not think that every illegal migrant in the country deserves to be deported similarly. And it doesn't mean that they don't have illegal migrants in their lives. Okay, that's going to shock you. Because this issue, when I'm saying minor exceptions, there are certain exceptions which everyone on both sides of the debate will agree on, that these exceptions can be tolerated. It's just that I disagree that illegal migrants can go into a country and then make demands and then pay the victim and all of that. I believe that those exceptions are that host country extending mercy towards you as a person who broke the law in entering their country. But that's okay. I spent so much time on that now. I also support. I'm of the same view with Trump now on the issue of abortion. I think for the longest time I've been a staunch pro-lifer. But I think recently I've been more of the side of saying, you know what, let the people decide this issue. I mean, obviously, I don't support late-term abortion, and I also believe that there should be a certain time where it should be allowed for people to exercise that option, meaning that the first few weeks of a pregnancy. Most Americans hold that view. Most free nations hold that view that the first few months, the first few weeks, it could be 10 weeks, it could be 15 weeks, it could be whatever. That could be a debate that people can hold. I'm not now of the view that no abortion at any for any reason or at any stage. No. I have exceptions, for instance, for incest and rape, and then I have exceptions on the first few weeks of a pregnancy. So that's really where I lie on that, and that's a position that Trump holds, which is different, maybe for instance with what like more Christian fundamentalists like what's his name, Mike Pence hold. Yeah, so my views are actually very nuanced, and then maybe and also my position on affirmative action is actually closer to Trump's position than it is to most black people would hold actually. But it's just that also even with affirmative action, I would oppose affirmative action for most situations in which it's been applied in the West. And I would support affirmative action for most situations in which it's applied in South Africa. Because affirmative action in the US and affirmative action in South Africa is totally different. So this is to say I don't support DEI in any form or shape or form. And I also don't support arbitrary this sort of arbitrary affirmative action. So this is to say that also in the issue of affirmative action, it's more nuanced than it is the matter of yes, I support it or no, I don't support it. And here when I say affirmative action, I'm meaning any form of redress-based kind of law that factors in race, gender, and whatever in redressing past injustices. So I'm saying that it will be more on a case-by-case basis that I would have to look at it. Yeah, so that would mean that, for instance, with regards to affirmative action, I'm more like center-left, center-right, somewhere in the middle. But when it comes to the economy, for instance, I'm very much far-right when it comes to the economy. Like, I'm very fiscally conservative. Everything, like, is far-right as it comes when it comes to the economy. Yeah, so with regards to that, but also when it comes to fiscal policies, the person that I'll probably more closely be aligned to would be a person like Rand Paul, the Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, who I know is in the minority in the United States Congress with regards to his views of fiscal spending. So my views are a combination of some conservative issues, some more liberal issues, but more center-left, center-right, and then there's some issues that I'm very much far to the right. Yeah, but when it comes to Donald Trump as a package, as the person that he is in running his presidency, I mean, I support him. 100%. But okay, I disagree with him on the issue of Israel. And I mean, yeah. So I suppose that's just where I am. Like all of these issues, they on them own, they can take up a video that I can go into them, unpacking them, explaining them, defending my view. But like, I don't think that the people who say that Donald Trump is a white supremacist are correct about that. I mean, he has been so unfairly treated by the media. And I know that a lot of people in South Africa who the only view that they have of him is the negative view that they get from American media, which is mostly CNN, because like most of the news that the world see from the US is CNN and maybe an NBC, and not so much of the more conservative media. So a lot of people don't have a true reflection of who this guy is. And so it becomes difficult for me when I'm following South African media outlets discussing Donald Trump, being so off the mark in terms of what he believes, being so off the mark, some of them still parodying that Russian hoax and all that bullshit, that he's the Russian spy and all of that, and stuff that has been litigated for so much that we know that it's not true. But a lot of these folks and people repeating all that lie about fine people of both sides and all that crap about calling Africans shithole countries, but they can't give you a single credible citation of where he said that. So there's a lot of misinformation and just falsehoods with regards to what Donald Trump believes. And so it becomes very difficult for us when I'm getting into an argument with regards to Donald Trump, because now you need to go back and rehash debates that have been litigated for so long with people who actually have no idea in terms of what's going on. Yeah, so, but then of course with regards to this issue of his stance on South Africa, I disagree with him on that. And I strongly disagree with him on that. And more than that, I disagree with him on that. It's actually very sad. Because all of these people, they're my people. Donald Trump, Marco Rubio. I love Marco Rubio. But I disagree with Marco Rubio on Israel. I disagree with him on this issue of South Africa. I mean, like, a lot of these guys, I love these guys. Like, so it's actually quite insane, if I can put it that way. Because these are guys that I love and I agree with probably on 95% of the issues. And then we have these minor issues that are so important, but we disagree on. So that's where I fall on Donald Trump and some of these other policy matters that you might be thinking of. And just to wrap up quickly, I don't support the EFF. I disagree with them almost 100% on what they stand for. I don't support Umkhonto Sizwe. I disagree with them almost 100% on what they stand for. Similarly with the Democrat Party, the Labour Party in the UK, the Labour Party in Australia, I suppose I'm not, but that's another story for another day. The Democratic Alliance, I don't agree with them on most things, but there it's give or take. So it's quite, when it comes to South African parties, it's touch and go. Because South African parties, they don't really lead on policy, they lead on vibes, which is something that I touched on some videos that I did in the past. So other than the EFF, where it's very clear that this is a left-wing, communist, Marxist, Leninist party, and I disagree with them. I strongly disagree with them. There is no chance in hell that I can ever support a party like the EFF. Also, there is no chance in hell that I can support a party like the Freedom Front Plus, even though the party is not trying to get my vote, it's trying to get Afrikaner right-wing people. So, yeah, but, it's quite tricky. Yeah, so but at least I've covered most of the things that people might want to know about me in terms of policy positions, where I stand on important issues. I support Trump, 100% MAGA, 100% super MAGA. That's who I am. I own the red hat. That's what it is. Yeah. Anyways, give me your thoughts in the comments below. Sharp.